everyone, this is Aruna from Mindspace. Welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are safe and doing well. Today we are going to talk in detail about mindfulness, a word we hear ever so often in the context of meditative practice. We will start with the origin and meaning of mindfulness, the different nuances of mindfulness, and how mindfulness can help us in our day-to-day life. Vipassana or insight meditation is the oldest Buddhist meditation practice. This method comes directly from Satipatthana Sutta, the foundations of mindfulness, taught by the Buddha. Satipatthana Sutta is part of the Sutta Pitaka in the Pali Canon, that is a collection of texts regarded as the word of the Buddha. The term Satipatthana or Smrityupasthana in Sanskrit is a compound of Sati, which is mindfulness, and Patthana. The Pali term Patthana or Upasthana in Sanskrit means attending to something. Satipatthana then is arousing mindfulness or establishing mindfulness. The word mindfulness therefore comes from the Pali term Sati and its Sanskrit counterpart Smriti, to remember, to recollect, to bear in mind. Satipatthana Sutta details techniques for achieving mindfulness, and these are mindfulness of body, mindfulness of feelings or sensations, mindfulness of mind, mindfulness of mental events. It is said that the Buddha, based on his students' mental dispositions, advised them to follow one or the other mindfulness practice. The practice of Satipatthana requires the establishment of 4 particular mental states. One is diligence, second is clearly knowing, third is mindful, and fourth is free from desires and discontent. Diligence is engaging in mindfulness of any chosen object with attentiveness and dedication, and returning to the object of meditation as soon as it is lost. Clearly knowing is mindful observation of phenomena with an intelligent processing of the observed data, especially subjective experiences. For example, when one knows that one has made a false statement, or when one knows that one is engaging in unskillful or unwholesome actions. These qualities of diligence and clearly knowing, combined with a state of mind that is free from desires and discontent, can lead to establishing right mindfulness. The discourses in the Satipatthana Sutta offer many similes and images to explain the various nuances of the word sati. Let us look at some of them. The first one, relaxed and detached manner of observation. The simile is that of a cowherd who is watching over the grazing cows from a distance. He is relaxed and yet observant. Number 2, simile describing the role of sati in relation to restraint at the sense doors. This is said to be the basis for development of wisdom. Now, what do we mean by the restraint at sense doors? As you all know, we have 5 sense faculties: see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. When we meditate, the sense organs are active and receptive to various phenomena around us. However, as we focus on an object of meditation, even with the active sense organs, we ensure that we do not engage with whatever happens around us. This is called restraining the senses, and sati or mindfulness plays a major role in doing that. The teachings say that this quality of restraint at the sense doors is of particular relevance during the initial stages of Satipatthana practice. Other similes talk about the preparatory role of sati for contemplation, and insight. One simile compares Sati to a careful charioteer. This is the monitoring and steering quality of Sati, leading to careful and balanced supervision. Sati is also personified as the gatekeeper of a town. This introduces Sati as the one factor that guards the mind, or as a mental quality which is able to exert a controlling influence on thoughts and intentions. Now we come to the last part of this episode, and I think the most important, which is how does the mindfulness that you begin to establish in a meditative practice help in our daily life? As we learn to become more and more mindful because of our meditation practice, the meditator often begins to have more awareness of thoughts and resulting feelings and emotions in his or her daily activities. Because mindfulness is detached observation coupled with open receptivity, one can slowly begin to observe the building up of reactions and their underlying motives. But when this open and detached observation is absent, or when we are not mindful, we participate in unfolding situations with more reactivity. Over time, the meditator can also see how the development of mindfulness allows one to step back from a situation. One begins to get a more objective perspective of a situation, whether one is directly involved or not. Our typical habit patterns tend towards quick reactions or suppression of the reaction. The teachings say that this detached but receptive stance of Satipatthana or established mindfulness constitutes a middle path, since it avoids the two extremes of suppression and reaction. We are able to look at our rising reactions as an observer and to prevent strong or thoughtless actions that may worsen the situation. This is how mindfulness, when developed through the practice of meditation, helps us to adopt wholesome and skillful actions, whether they are of speech or body or mind, in our daily life. That's it from my side. I hope this gave some insight into the importance of developing mindfulness through a meditative practice. If you like the content, please share and subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. It was wonderful talking to all of you again. The next episode is once again a guided Vipassana meditation practice with focus on mindfulness of breath. So we will talk a little bit in detail about the mindfulness of breath. Thank you for listening in and do give your feedback on this video. I shall see you soon.